Want emails that people can't wait to open and read plus sell like crazy? Then watch me turn generic, boring emails into emails that crush it, all using AI. And check out my weird little copywriting experiment that I ran that proves the results. I'll reveal it all today. I'm Jon Benson, and this is Sales Copy Secrets. Welcome back, and today we'll be covering 3 of the 4 email styles following my epic email framework: engage, promote, inspire, consume. We're going to be looking at an engagement email, a promotional email, a content email, or what I call inspire email. And we're going to use AI to fix lame emails that copywriters have written recently and then turn them into absolute monster sales cranking emails that are the next best thing to owning your own self-replicating ATM. Hey, that's coming along. Trust me. And if you stick around to the very end, you'll get to see a surprise. I'll show you how to turn 1 promotional email into 4 promotional emails, each targeted for specific persuasion triggers. And yes, you'll send 4 emails instead of 1, and you'll get more than 4 times the response without worrying about unsubscribes. Now, there's a reason for that we're going to cover later, so you got to keep watching. Oh, and I'll share my candid results from my wacky email experiment. I'm going to show you the cash these emails brought in on a product that I created in just a few days. I created the product on a series of live calls. Then I used this epic framework I'll show you, and you'll see the money it made toward the end of this video, mailing out only to a small test group. So to pull this off, you're going to need my very own AI copywriting app called Benson. Benson was created specifically for high converting sales copy, trained only on the top performing emails, ads, sales letters, and more. Now, there's a reason pro copywriters in firms like Digital Marketer and Agora, legendary marketers and copywriters like Rick Sheffrin or Anthony Flores, Mike Vilsaime, and so many others use Benson. Look below to join us and a lot more, plus save some bucks with that link that you see below. Now, you can also use Chat and Claude, but that's really for the finishing touches. You're going to want to use Benson for the most of it, okay? So let's start with a simple welcome email. Let's see how I use Benson to turn a totally boring content email, into an email that actually inspires someone to buy something, all while feeling as if they're getting absolutely killer content, because they are, just with a twist. Check it out. Now, here is the moneymaker. I'm going to turn a typical promo email into a 4-part email designed to hit multiple persuasion triggers in the reader's mind. Now, those are psychological triggers that encourage your prospect to take action and to actually say yes to your offer. Using Benson, this is literally copy, paste, click. Let's go. All right, I'm going to hand this off to Time Warp Jon. Time Warp Jon is my younger, scrawnier doppelganger taking my place so I can go have a pizza. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to have a pizza. I'm actually going to go do some work. But Time Warp Jon is a hell of a good teacher. Take it away, younger, skinny Jon. Okay, I'm over here at Benson, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create, or edit rather, a couple of emails, and I've got them right here. One is a promotional email, one is a content. This is a really crappy promotional email with a "Dear Jon" that screams at me. This is a real email, and it's just talking on and on about the company, about how great they are, about their clients, not a damn thing about the benefits to me. So I'm not interested. So I nicknamed the guy, I changed his name to Mr. Bad Horrible Email Marketer III from Acme Leads. This content email isn't bad. It's pretty good, but it's boring and it's pretty techy, and it could definitely use some humanization. That's what we're going to do with Benson. We're going to turn this into a very human conversational email with just a few more clicks plus a call to action, because there isn't one right now. So here is what we're going to do. First of all, I want to make sure that you realize that we're just going to need to copy this and create what's called a blueprint in Benson. That's the very first thing we're going to do with that first email. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop over here into my dashboard, and I'm going to click the Create New Blueprint button. What is a blueprint? The foundation of all the copy. This is for Acme Leads. I'm going to just paste that in here and create my blueprint. And as you can see, it happens super fast. I'll have all the words, phrases, and the frameworks for every piece of copy I want to create for this client in the future. Boom, that fast. It deduced everything here from just those few words. Less than 200 words, and I've got all this information ready to go. And there's only a few things I'm going to change because I know that the email editor I'm going to use calls on these few things, and I'm going to show you what they are. First of all, I'm going to put the offer name in here, which is Acme Leads. Second of all, I'm going to change the hooks because the one thing Benson doesn't do well is hooks the first time, but look at the second time. So much better. Oh my gosh, the REAP system. I love that. Okay, Benson just created that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use it and I'm going to let Benson define it. I don't even have to type anything. I'm just going to create this positive hook defined by creating it magically. Boom, that fast. It's right there. And I'm going to edit this out because it doesn't need it. Positive hook, done. I'm going to do the same thing with negative hook with a slight change. I'm going to go to Focuser and I'm going to tell it what to focus on. I want to focus on just the fact I can't find quality leads. That's really what the customer is wanting. So create a negative hook around that. So cold calling is important. So I'm just going to refine it with Focuser, and now I get leadless calls. Much better hook. I'm going to pop that hook in there. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to let Benson define the negative hook. Boom, that fast. And I'm just going to delete this. There's no writing here, folks, at all. I am just going to create a project now that's going to do these emails for me. I'm going to take that email and I'm going to convert it into 4 emails. I'm going to select the blueprint. I'm going to go down to email campaigns and I'm going to select the email editor right here. That's the framework I'm going to use. I'm going to call it something I can remember. And I'm going to click create. And all I got to do is click the magic button. Boom. The steps appear for me to follow. I'm going to read it carefully. I'm going to copy and paste the email that I want here. I'm just going to replace all that text. I'm going to click save. And then I'm going to run 2 refiners. I'll show you what those are in a moment. And if I want to change some focus, I will. I'm going to go copy that email, pop it right in here, save it. And then all I got to do is click this refiner and this button here. And Benson is deducing the topics to cover for 4 emails. It's going to take that crappy email and turn them into 4 that is totally focused on the customer, their pains, their desires, what they want versus what I want. Now, I don't have the customer signature. That's no big deal. They can put this in here, or I can pop this open right now, the blueprint that is, and come down here and put it in myself. If I wanted to do that, I could do that simply. Now, back over to the emails. Let's look at these emails. They are short, they are punchy, and they cover the main points of this other email. And they are, once again, conversational and to the customer's point. They are not talking about your points. They're talking to the customer's points, which is what you want to do. Now, I could expand it, meaning I could make them longer, but I really like the way these sound. And what I might do is just expand this one bitty part here by making this longer. And check this out. It's longer. That easy. I just click the replace button and it is saved within the email. Now, I'm going to pop over here and I'm going to change the focuser field from can't find quality leads to something really specific that I want the emails to focus on. And that is the fact that they've worked with all these companies. I do want that mentioned, and Benson didn't mention it in its rewrites. So I'm going to pop it in here and then I'm going to click one button, focuser. Click. Done. It's going to work that in and keep the same persuasion patterns that we know work. And now you've got 4 completely new emails that you can send out. That gives you 4 times the chance to get a click, to get a sale, and it does so in a way that's super persuasive. Now, what we're going to do for the content emails is a little bit different. I want to go to a different field. We're going to go to the field of supplements, and I'm going to go to a product that I've already created a blueprint for called Ready Move. And I'm going to select their content email, which I showed you earlier. I'm doing the same exact thing here. I'm going to go Ready Move email editor, and I'm going to go grab that content email and post it in right here as soon as I create my instructions, same way as I did last time. The refiners are a little bit different, but super easy. I'm going to go over here, copy, come back over to Benson, paste it in. And I'm going to save it as soon as I paste it in so I can modify it. And then I'm going to click email rewriter, edit, and expand. This time I am going to expand it because it's content. I want there to be a little bit more conversation, but I've automatically turned it into very conversational copy, and I'm going to do that on steroids with the how real people talk, because now it's going to sound much more conversational than the original. It's going to take out a lot of the boring stuff, but still keep all the major points. And now it's very colloquial. The terms are much more easy to understand. There's a lesser known molecule. It's called this. You see how it's broken this out into things that the reader will find interesting versus boring statistical data. Now, I'm going to put a call to action in this email because it didn't have one, and I want to put it right here at the bottom. So I'm just going to select this and say insert a call to action, and Benson will write a call to action that I can highlight in my email client, and boom, I've got a content email that people can click on and actually buy something. But one more quick change. I don't really like that headline. So I'm going to come up here, select it, and choose Headline Wizard. Headlines, subject lines, pretty much the same thing. And I can get 5 or 10 or 20 versions of this, but the very first one I like, because the placebo effect is much more impactful to the reader, I'm going to copy that one, paste it right there, and my emails are ready to go. I didn't do much of anything except point, click, and save. That's as easy as it gets, and it's all in Benson waiting for you now. Okay, so now that you got the emails, how do you send them out? What's the schedule? Well, the first email goes out like a normal promo email would. It's blind, meaning you can't tell there's anything for sale in it. So curiosity is the persuasion trigger here. There's nothing to say no to, nothing obvious to buy. The second email goes out either 8 hours later or the next day. I like to send 2 emails the same day myself. This email is also blind, but it focuses more on the hook of the offer, either the negative hook or the positive hook. A negative hook, by the way, is just a catchy way of explaining the number one thing preventing your prospect from achieving what they really want. And a positive hook is the unique mechanism. This is the secret sauce within your offer that drives your offer. It's the reason your offer works, not the offer itself. Now, both of these make for awesome curiosity drivers without giving away that there's actually something to sell. The second email focuses both on curiosity and the "so that's why" effect. What is that? Well, that's basically what your prospect is going to be telling themselves in their mind. So that's why I haven't succeeded in the past. It takes the blame off their shoulders and puts it on the negative hook, or puts success on knowing about the positive hook, whichever one they want to do. Now, you ease their feelings of shame or guilt or frustration, and then you deliver hope, and nothing is more powerful than hope. Then it gets really cool. The third email only goes out to people who clicked on emails 1 or 2. Okay, that sounds crazy, so let me back it up and explain. Here's what you're going to want to do. If someone clicks on the first email, you add them to a hot list for that offer, and then you send that list emails 3 and 4. This keeps people from unsubscribing if you're just bombarding them. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You can send out emails 3 and 4 to the entire list, and guys do that. And you know what? I'm kind of lazy, so I do it sometimes myself. Don't hit me. But listen, if you do it, I won't tell your parents, I promise. Well, maybe. I don't know. Might bribe you for lunch money or something. But hey, listen, do whatever you want to do. But trust me, the other way is the best way. Sometimes I just get lazy. Now, emails 3, emails 4 can go out on emails day 4 and 5. You can spread them out all you want. You can use scarcity in email 4 if you want to. And here is how I use scarcity. I don't say it. I use a tool called Deadline Funnels, and I set it to about 12 hours on the last day. And then that funnel resets every 2 weeks or so, and then I can keep resending it again and again. Now, as promised, here's my mad scientist email experiment results using one of these epic style promo sequences. The offer was called Copy Essentials, and I ran it last year. We're about to run it again using the same exact emails that we used in August, because even though we ran it on a small test group, we'll send it out to the same group and more people will buy. And even though we ran to a super small group, check this out. Look at what we got. Over $22,000 in sales in 7 days with no affiliates. So obviously we're going to run this out to a bigger list, our entire list. And listen, when we get over $15,000 to this small test list, we know that this offer is ready for affiliates and maybe even cold traffic. So clearly these emails are bringing in results. So listen, maybe you have a super small list. No problem. I used to as well. My list still isn't that big, at least not by top marketer standards. I've always concentrated on getting a buyer's list rather than a leads list, but you gotta start somewhere. And what I covered in this video is exactly where you should begin. I'm Jon Benson. Let's go write some copy.